What's up, guys? Today we're talking about a trick that everybody wants in their trick arsenal, the infinite finger spin. Alright, so let's start with the grip on this. We're going to hold it towards the top of the handle, and if I stick one finger out, my first finger should be just under the top of the handle. Which brings us to the release. The release is pretty much the same as a front to back hand roll. I'm just going to fold the rest of my fingers in so that instead of my hand, I just roll it over that finger. Now this is where it starts to get tricky. The goal is to get the middle of the rope to spin effortlessly around your finger. But it's almost impossible to start immediately with that perfect balance and speed that you need to do that. So here's some tips and tricks that I have for it. As this comes around your finger, I would suggest using your finger to push at the corner of the rope and the top of the handle here. And we're going to do that by making little circles, very slight little circles with our finger as it comes around. And we're going to build up that momentum just as it's spinning around until we land right in the middle. Also, it may be easier if you need to build more momentum to make that happen. Work this rope out towards the end of your finger. And if you need to slow it down, start to bring it back towards your knuckles a little more. Let's break down that push I was talking about. We're going to get the rotation going, and as soon as it comes to the inside of my finger, I'm going to create that tiny circle, giving the handle / rope a little push upwards. It's almost unnoticeable, but in slow motion you can totally tell that I'm giving this a little nudge. It's not perfectly balanced, I'm kind of forcing that momentum. Alright, so now we can start using that push to change the speed and inevitably try to get this thing a little more balanced and centered. So every time I give it that little push, I'm going to direct it out towards the end of my finger. On that same note, if I move my hand to the left, I'm either going to create more or less momentum, making it easier to get to the center of the finger, or it's going to slow it down or speed it up. The right, if I move my hand up, down, all these things are going to change the momentum that is building. So play with every direction and then start to walk with it. See if you can walk as you're doing your finger spins in one direction or the other, or just in circles, and you'll start to get a real feel of how to control these. To keep this trick balanced and controlled, keeping straight planes is a must. This was an intro I was recording, and you can see I start to lose control as soon as I start to create that angle. And lastly, the way you're getting into this trick could make a big difference due to your wrist position. You can either go from these 90-degree spins into the finger, or you can go from one more powerful, straight, almost strike into the finger, which is what I would recommend.